So there are a lot of map mods you can find on the website. Some are available to get on Steam. They are the add-ons for the vanilla map, and most are separate, standalone map designs. With SimplePlanes 2 release on the horizon late this year, we will be talking about my favorite modded maps to play in SimplePlanes 1. Let's jump right into the list. First on the list is something that I've been waiting for years since I started playing this. It may be less detailed, but it's first of its kind. Number 5, North Railway. This map is essentially made for trains that meet the right dimensions to fit the tracks. Gives you the experience of being in the train, probably based on the fictional railway on north of Japan. As the name says, the map feels so enormous that the tracks stretch to long distances. It would take 60 minutes to complete the route when following the restrictions and under speed limits without making stops. When selecting a train, make sure that the car wheels fit into the desired gauge the map is requiring. You can find it in the description, which features max length, speed, and of course, width to operate efficiently. Not only that, you can do many fun things in this map, like trying to make your train going faster like a TGV train with some extra parts to hold down and prevent derailing. This map mod also comes with the levels, shows the details about the train you should use and service time. However, this map had some small but major issues, like a few of the tracks have jagged railings, making your train derail. Overall, this is a great map considering we have few of them feature usable train tracks but often short. Next on the list is another large map but now with some varieties of it. It used to be good until the update ruined it, which I will explain it later on this section. Number 4, Veritra Archipelago. For long years, we haven't seen a proper large map in this scale, and this is just exported from another game. If I'm right, the whole island covers the whole vanilla map, like range from right to Snowstone. As shown in the description, this map is based on Nuclear Option, a combat flight sim, which most aircraft are fictional. However, this map lacks any features like trees and destructible environment, which Nuclear Option had. With the recent game update, it had bugged the custom textures, turning black, so you can't properly explore on ground and from air. Even worse, the person who made this mod doesn't have any plans to address this issue. Outside from that, the scenery is actually good and quite diverse, like you would find urban areas, towns, and multiple landscapes. You could do plenty of things in this map too, like hosting intense AI dogfights and driving down the empty roads. Luckily, we can have civilian ground traffic on SimplePlanes 2 to make some entertainment out of them, and this map getting fixed for the next game, due to its size and diversity. Third map will be instead small, but actually swiftly fun and also taken from another game. However, if you're a different type of fan, feel free to skip this part or your European mind would be unable to comprehend. Number 3, Daytona. There are better racetrack maps than this one in terms of details, but I might be biased for this one since I'm a stock car racing fan. I find to be more optimized than the majority of racetracks, since it can run on my older laptop with iGPU only. In this world center of racing, this is one of the few modded tracks in SimplePlanes where you can endlessly drive around it without braking. And since you're the only one driving around, as if you're at the practice, qualifying session, there's nothing to do with here. It can also be true to most racetrack map mods, unless the car is programmed with funky trees to drive itself within the course, which is now a possibility, but most of them are made for vanilla Oval Office and Gold pre-track, since many SimplePlanes players are mobile, and as you know, mobile support for mods including maps had been discontinued since the 1.9 update release in late 2019, so there's practically nothing to do in this modded map. unless if you go outside from just cars and add them with crazy stuff, like doing crazy stunts and let any plane run around it. In fact, this pic would be now on Quarterburgering Nordschleife, but I faced some issues that made me replace this with Daytona. Unless you're used to the controls in this game, it's very hard to turn, which your vehicle would usually crash or oversteer. Another one would be Monza, but it's almost impossible to stabilize on some, as it tends to bounce off the track on some cars, which isn't the issue on Daytona, not to mention the narrowness of the track when making a turn, leaving little mistakes to huge crash. Another map is again a different one, but this time has a special feature where others lack. Created 6.3 years ago, the mod is still stable on current version of SimplePlanes, despite the creator has permanently left the game. Number 2. SimpleLand. It's like Minecraft, as the description states. You can't find the boundary of the map, though there's only one airport implemented. Also, it's well optimized that the loading times aren't a day long, so there's no hassle to keep retrying when making a mistake. SimpleLand is a great map mod that has lakes, hills, mountains, fjords, and rivers, though rivers are the rarest to find here. You can do many things, like cruising around the landscapes on your off-road vehicle, sailing the low seas, fly low through the mountains. Like I said a million times, there are no boundaries, no matter how long you flew over the map, as its terrain will generate. Here, I flew across the map with the fastest possible aircraft ever, that is still controllable during supersonic flight, until I ran out of fuel. So I can just restart here and continue the journey where it literally never ends, though it took a bit more time to load after the respawn. Even when setting up a custom start point, it'll still remember the type of geography you're on, so the system would not mistake for a mountain or any water, landmass, which it would destroy when spawning there. It'll actually remember the surrounding area. The final map on the list is also as old as the previous one. However, it's smaller but might fun to explore it, as it also packs some elements where you can find hidden items. Number 1. Katango Archipelago. Even you can find hidden items, you have to use the underwater camera mod as a requirement to make that possible. The map is well optimized too, so you don't need to worry about the performance issues when playing on a lower end device. Katango Archipelago consists of many islands, ranging from small rocks to big habitable areas, mostly occupied with military activity, where you can see convoy trucks and anti-air vehicles, not to mention the carrier and destroyers. And some are rural and non-militarized, like this grass strip with textures from using GIS. It's a good idea to not focus on low level of detail islands further away, as this utilizes to ensure good performance. As interesting as the islands are, exploring underwater is different, as you need a submarine and an underwater camera mod. In my opinion, this map is one of the best vegetations ever, as a featuring modeled rocks and trees. Don't ever think about this multi-cab track sounds with jet engine. It has a manual gear system, making it more engaging to drive. You can find an armed convoy crossing through the town, and you can mess around with them unlike on vanilla maps. For example, colliding with them and see the AI messing around the map, or obliterating the entire convoy. This is the great map to take screenshots of your build based on ground and water, capturing with the realistic background. I managed to found one of the treasures hidden, but I'm not gonna mention, so you take the quest on grabbing those somewhere. That sums up all of my favorite modded maps of this game. Have you tried any maps I listed? What are your opinions? Did I make any mistake describing one of these? Also, what's your favorite map mod you've used so far? That's all for today.